Beautiful souls, it's Tan back with another astrology video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the Aquarius rising or ascendant and the Leo descendant or the 7th house or the shadow side. So if you haven't watched my introduction video on the ascendant signs, I would suggest you watch that one first. If you jump right in, you're going to be a little confused unless you're well versed in astrology. So I'm going to leave a link at the top so you can click there and watch and then come back and watch this video. So if you go to astro.com or Cafe Astrology and you have a chart that looks like this or this, now you do need the exact time of birth to create this chart. So on the left hand side you would get ASC ascendant with this symbol. On the right hand side, that's an Aquarius symbol. On the left hand side you would get the descendant with this symbol, which is the Leo symbol, okay? If you don't have your exact time of birth, you won't know your ascendant because you could be born any time of the year, you could be any zodiac sun sign and have an Aquarius rising sign. I'm gonna call it a rising for this video so that I don't jump back and forth and it gets confusing. So if you have an Aquarius rising, then that means you have two planets, which is Uranus and Saturn, ruling your chart and your life, and that means you have an Aquarius personality. Now Saturn and Uranus are very different. Saturn is about structure, discipline, life lessons, you know, building things slowly from the ground up. Uranus is about sudden changes, brilliance, non-conformity. So they're very different. So it's very, very hard to pinpoint or to really understand, get to know the Aquarius rising person. I do find that they have one thing in common. I'm not sure if all of them would have this, but they're kind of their physical appearance, okay? Remember I told you the Libra's physical appearance is kind of like symmetrical and everything on their face seems to, you know, be in perfect shape. The Aquarius rising tends to have like a one feature. Usually it's like the lips or the teeth, but it could be other things, that is very strikingly odd. Like, it's not odd in a very obvious way. Like if you just skip past photos, you're not going to notice it, but when you hear them or see them speak and you actually watch, you know, whatever, I think it's the lips or the teeth or something like that, you know that it's a little odd. Like maybe they have very wide lips that it's very obvious, you know, or maybe they have like one end of the lips is higher than the other's lower, or maybe like the upper lip is looks like it's being pulled up and stretched up, or you know, something like that. But this actually makes them look kind of beautiful in a very unique way. You as an Aquarius rising have a friendly aura, a cool kid aura, you know, and you come across as like knowing a lot of things, like nothing can shock you, and you like it that way. You like to be the one that's like, yeah, I know that, I've done that before, I read about that before, that's nothing, doesn't shock me. No, I'm cool.
Listen, for me, especially now that I have a son, these movies are they're great entertainment, they're fun. I had nothing but a good time making these films, so it's like getting a gang of friends back together. So it's a no-brainer, you know. I mean, I think if the movie is accepted and appreciated, enjoyed, you just never say never. But it's been an amazing ride, and up to now, and I'm just grateful for the ride. It's been fun.
You might also have, this is not all of them, but some of them might have jerky kind of movements, and they might say things out of the blue. You know, you didn't expect them to say that. The movement almost seems like you're being like electrocuted, like you're talking like this, you know. So I like to use the analogy of the sunglasses when I talk about the rising signs, because the rising sign is how you see the world and how the world sees you. So as an Aquarius rising, you would be wearing sunglasses where the filter, okay, would be a transparent, clear glass filter. So you would be wearing normal glasses, not sunglasses. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Aquarius, you as an Aquarius rising can really see the world for what it really is. You really go into things like, you know, you're really good at spotting things like social issues, things like environmental issues, political issues, you know, you're very good at being able to see these things. And people also see you as being someone who's very smart, very intelligent, and that you know a lot. You like to present yourself as fighting for a cause because you can see these social issues really clearly, and you like to be that person, and you like people to see you as being that person who has plans, who has projects, who's involved in fighting for all of these causes.
And so it's like this crazy thing that we all know that this really is the answer, but we're all just sort of slowly not doing it. And there are a lot of people that are. So Dr. Colin Campbell, Dr. Dean Ornish, Dr. John McDougall, there's Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, a very famous heart surgeon. All these people are curing cancer, curing heart disease, curing diabetes daily. And so this is not like some crazy idea that I had and I'm just sort of like, woo! You know, there's hard science and medical research behind all of this. And Einstein even thought it was a good idea. And anyway, I list in the book all kinds of amazing thinkers and people that might inspire you, that you would go, wow, that's such a beautiful quote. I didn't know that that person said that. Or the fact that Bruce Lee was a vegetarian and he was an incredible athlete, and that you look at this Robert Cheek. Is Robert Cheek here tonight? No. Okay. But Robert Cheek is this bodybuilder, and he's in the book. I call him one of my superheroes. But I mean, this man is rocked from head to toe, and he's purely plant-based diet. So what I found on my journey was, as I was getting so much healthier, I was wondering why I didn't know about this. Like, why is this happening to me? Because is this just good karma? You know, why am I feeling so amazing? And then I started to do all this research and realize that this is the way people are living because there's a lot of athletes who do this just purely. They don't care about the animals. They don't care about the planet. They're doing it for better performance.
Because both Saturn and Uranus are ruling Aquarius, you might come across as sometimes being more disciplined, responsible, having a lot of self-control, not really wanting to reveal so much about yourself. But at other times, you might just seem a little wacky, odd, crazy. You might have had odd parents. So I like to use the other analogy of the chick hatching from the egg, because the rising sign develops when you first come out of your mother's womb. It's your first reaction to the world. It's how you first approach new situations. Just like this chick that's coming out of the egg. So as an Aquarius rising, you can be very technical in the way that you approach new situations. You're like this baby chick that's kind of very technical with how they crack the shells of their eggs. They might start pecking, and then you might start to see that the crack is slanted towards the right. So then you realize that if the egg opens, it's going to go open in this direction. So you want to move to the left and then crack it in a particular way. You know, like very technical, almost an engineering like intelligence about the way you approach things. You might observe other people, like the baby chick might observe other chicks hatching, and then kind of it's not like you're analyzing it, but it's more of like you're seeing the technicalities of like the mechanics of how, for example, another baby chick might be pecking on the egg. Like if they peck with this kind of force, then you should not peck that kind of force because you could hurt yourself or something like that. Look at this, is getting so weird. You are very hard to get to know, and you are very private about your private life because it's a private life, so it should be private. But like more than other people are, more than other rising signs, and you like to keep it that way. People can see you in public and feel like there's something more to your personal life, but like they don't know what it is, and if they ask you about it, like you would never ever tell them. Unless somebody really gets to know you, then you might tell these things. Otherwise it's like this walking mystery. You're like this walking mystery. You allow people to have their own beliefs and their own ideas. You're very much a free thinker, and you like it when other people are free thinkers, you know? You don't want to impose your beliefs on other people. You're very good at making money as well, and you can really experience periods in your life where you're just having a lot of cash coming in. And in a way, you're very lucky when it comes to making money. You can also have a very sharp tongue, like not sharp, but you say things the way that it is, even though it might shock people. And even if, especially if it shocks people, you know it's gonna make them remember what you're saying more, so you're likely to speak for the sake of shock. Your 7th house is going to be in the opposite sign of Aquarius, which is Leo. Your partners, your shadow side, are going to be very Leo-like. That's who you tend to attract into your life. So you're kind of looking for someone who is very beautiful, not in a simple, sweet kind of way, but in a very glamorous, striking way, a way that you can really show off to other people. You're looking for someone that you can shine through, that you can really be yourself and let them help you to bring this inner self out to the world, if that makes sense. You don't really want someone that you have to be there to care for, to nurture. That's not really what you're looking for. So an imagined conversation that might go on with an Aquarius rising and their Leo-like partner, they're not going to be a Leo sun, remember that. They're just going to have a Leo flavor to them. It might be something like the Aquarius rising might say, "Oh, it's the weekends tomorrow, baby. What shall we do together?" And the Leo-like partner might say something like, "Oh, you know, I have a very excellent idea about breakfast in bed, going to the spa, getting a massage, maybe we spend some time in the jacuzzi, luxurious dinner, you know, things like that." And the Aquarius rising might say, "Oh, okay," but they're kind of, you know, they're feeling a little uncomfortable and they have a bit of a self-esteem thing going on. So they might be like, I don't really have the right kind of swimwear for a jacuzzi, and do I have to like take off all my clothes during the massage? And this Leo-like partner that's very confident and, you know, just glamorous is gonna be like, "It's all right, baby, you know, you have a beautiful swimming suit. You might not like it, but I think it's wonderful. And your body is wonderful, okay? Even if you have to get naked, you know, that's just the way it is. And you're gonna feel so much better afterwards. And we're gonna take photos and we're gonna post on Instagram. It's gonna be wonderful." And the Aquarius rising is gonna really be able to just be more comfortable at shining, at coming out of their, you know, little comfort zone. They like that. The Leos never shy, so they're really gonna make you as an Aquarius rising not shy, and they're gonna increase, kind of, you could almost say, appreciate you and give you some self-esteem like you never had felt before. But the thing is that if you, and I say this in all the videos, don't do shadow work before you meet this partner, because this partner is going to really bring out your shadow side. They're going to shine this mirror on the back of your head and then say, "Hey baby, look over here at the back of your head, you got all this shadow stuff," okay? And you're not going to like that, because nobody likes it when people tell them things that they didn't even know they had about themselves that is negative. So yeah, so if you don't do your own shadow work first, you're gonna feel like this Leo-like partner is just being too dominant. Like, they think that they are the best. They're so arrogant, they're conceited, they're self-centered, and they're putting me down. That's what you're gonna kind of feel. Though they might be beautiful and glamorous and you love that, but they're putting me down because of their, you know, arrogance and things. So do the shadow work yourself. Be aware that there are certain parts of you that really, really want to shine. There are certain parts of you that needs to come out and let loose and be, you know, the king and queen of your own story before somebody brings in their queenness or kingness and makes you feel small. I hope that makes sense, and that's my take on the Aquarius rising. If you have an Aquarius rising and you know someone who has an Aquarius rising, leave a comment below. I'd like to read about your experience. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this kind of content, then feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.